Welcome, friends, disciples, and devotees. The reading for today is an extremely important one for all of us, and it's Mother's answer to a question. The question is, Sweet Mother, is there a spiritual being in everybody? Mother replies, that depends on what we call being. If for being we substitute presence, yes, there is a spiritual presence in everyone. If we call being an organized entity, fully conscious of itself, independent, and having the power of asserting itself and ruling the rest of the nature, no. The possibility of this independent and all-powerful being is in everybody. But the realization is the result of long efforts, which sometimes extend over many lives. In everyone, even at the very beginning, this spiritual presence, this inner light is there. In fact, it is everywhere. I have seen it many a time in certain animals. It is like a shining point, which is the basis of a certain control and protection, something which, even in half consciousness, makes possible a certain harmony with the rest of creation, so that irreparable catastrophes may not be constant and general. Without this presence, the disorder created by the violences and passions of the vital would be so great that at any moment they could bring about a general catastrophe, a sort of total destruction which would prevent the progress of nature. That presence, that spiritual light, which could almost be called a spiritual consciousness, is within each being and all things. And because of it, in spite of all discordance, all passion, all violence, there is a minimum of general harmony, which allows nature's work to be accomplished. And this presence becomes quite obvious in the human being. Even the most rudimentary, even in the most monstrous human being, in one who gives the impression of being an incarnation of a devil or a monster, there is something within exercising a sort of irresistible control. Even in the worst, some things are impossible. And without this presence, if the being were controlled exclusively by the adverse forces, the forces of the vital, this impossibility would not exist. Each time a wave of these monstrous adverse forces sweeps over the earth, one feels that nothing can ever stop the disorder and horror from spreading, and always, at a certain time, unexpectedly and inexplicably, a control intervenes, and the wave is arrested. The catastrophe is not total. And this is because of the presence, the supreme presence in matter, but only in a few exceptional beings. And after a long, very long work of preparation, extending over many, many lives, does this presence change into a conscious, independent, fully organized being, all-powerful master of his dwelling place, conscious enough, powerful enough to be able to control not only this dwelling, but what surrounds it, and in a field of radiation and action that is more and more extensive and effective. I quote one last sentence of the mother, not in the above, but extremely powerful. We have come not for peace, but for victory. Because in a world governed by hostile forces, victory must come before peace. The Mother. Namaste to everyone. And may you all be blessed by their grace, their love, their force, and their protection. Namaste.